If your swing is too long, your playing career might be limited.
How can you shorten your swing with some drills and ideas?
Okay, so recently I've been talking a lot with my players about the best way or the most effective way to start like shortening their swing, especially when they feel in the middle of the game where they late because they working with long swing that it's really hard for them to adjust, especially to what gains fast pitching. And one of the things that personally helped me out a lot to start working with shortening my swing to be able to make adjustments, especially when fast pitching, is to first of all start with the thought about hitting the ball hard and not far. And this is a cue that comes from George Brett, a Hall of Famer that I have the opportunity to talk to about hitting when I was with the Royals, the spring training. He used to show up early and talk to the minor league guys and share some insights and some thoughts that help him out to become a Hall of Famer. And one of the things that I really pay attention to was the way with how he was talking about trying to hit the ball hard and not far to be able to be quick and explosive, which as a hitter, we have to realize that this is the best example to stay short and shorten your swing instead of just trying to muscle and swing out of your heels every single time, creating long and loopy swings with like a bunch of holes on your swing path, pretty much being really hard and tough for us to be able to make adjustments during the game. And I know it's kind of like frustrating at some point because we're trying to be aggressive and we hear our coaches trying to be aggressive with the fastball, but I feel I'm not getting there with the fastball and less that I'm not showing any type of adjustment. There's no reason why the pitchers want to start switching the plan of like throwing any other pitch because he doesn't have the need of it. Honestly, I prefer to don't discuss or talk about mechanics in the middle of the game. I'm more of a guy who likes to talk about the technique part of your swing. Off the field, pretty much, I like to talk more about the game plan. It's really important to keep in mind that as a hitters, we have to stay consistent with a routine that works the best for you, trying to isolate a single thought or a single feeling when you're on the on-deck circle. Honestly, every hitter need to have a drill or two that help him out to, like I said, go back to the feeling of having their A swing back to compete in the game instead of just start thinking too much about mechanics. Something that worked for me a lot was like when I was in the on-deck circle trying to choke up about 4 or 5 fingers of the knob, grabbing the bat really short to help me feel connected through my swing and working with shorten my swing, working with a tight turn and staying connected with my body while I was swinging instead of just start working with a long swing. I know being very efficient at the time that I was walking into the box, missing fastball right and left just because I'm working with a long swing. And in baseball, especially for hitting, long means slow. I want to be able to be short, to be explosive, and the only way how I can stay consistent with it, staying short and quick to the ball, is obviously staying connected through my swing. And it's a drill that it's by far it's not a new drill, a new thought of guys doing recently. This been in the game for a long time. You've seen guys in the big leagues win it a lot. I personally suggest always having a single thought, or at least like I said, a drill or two that when you're doing your warm-ups help you isolate this single feeling to go back to the base swing, like I said. Also, you want to become an elite hitter. It's your job through your journey to find out which drills help you the most to feel and isolate this single feeling to bring your A swing back in the middle of a game or in the middle of the tournament. And rather you to start thinking about what to feel to create a repeatable swing. That's the best way how we can be consistent repeating the same swing when we feel something in specific that help you out to perform at your best instead of start worrying about mechanics, about what your shoulders are doing in the middle of an at bat or like pitch by pitch, worrying about your shoulders, your elbows, your your stance. I rather start working on that off the field. You rarely will hear me say something about your mechanics in the middle of the game, because I know how hard it is to like start thinking about mechanics while you also competing against somebody trying to throw you out and eight other guys trying to catch a ball that you're about to hit. It's really tough to be able to succeed that way. I'm rather have you being fully concentrate or focused on like hit the ball hard at somebody and making adjustment, gathering information with what the game is giving you, reading the game, reading the sequence and the plan of the picture that you've been facing during that game is extremely important. The way how we gather information is way more important to be able to make quick adjustment during your game instead of just start thinking about your mechanics. If you're thinking about mechanics during your game, it's late for that. You have to be able to compete even when you bring your B swing to your game. It's so much easier and it's gonna help you out more trying to battle and compete, making adjustments, paying attention to the game, reading the game with that B swing, besides just bring your techniques of thinking or thoughts about your technique or mechanics with an A swing, but forgetting the most important part of the game, which is competing and make adjustment, worrying about what the game is giving you over mechanics. Mechanics are just a part of the game, part of the puzzle that we need to work on every day. And I don't care how good or bad you are, 10, 15 years from now, you still are going to be working to improve your mechanics, making a tweak here and there to get better. So we never want to have the perfect mechanic, but we most bring our a mental game that's going to help you out to compete in the middle of a game or in the middle of your tournament.